Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Rush Hour 2, and this movie is directed by Brett Ratner, and it came out in 2001, and stars Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan once again, and I had fun while watching this movie. I was entertained, just like the first one. There were some laughs that I had, and the stunts were impressive, and the action was fun to watch because of that, and it's really just the first movie, but done again. I wouldn't really say different, even though there are some changes made. It's pretty much the same thing as the first movie, and not a whole lot is added to it. It's basically just Chris Tucker wants to be on vacation, and everything just interrupts him, and he has to just go back to working because Leo has things that he has to do, and the plot of the movie overall is not that interesting to me, and it's basically just the first movie, and not a whole lot else is added to it. It kind of feels like the first movie, but with less stakes, and just less of everything when it comes to like my own personal investment. And in the first movie, it treats the characters a bit differently, and in the first one, Chris Tucker, he is just a guy who just doesn't want a partner, and that's interesting with him. With Lee, who is just, he's the action, and Chris Tucker is like, as it says on the poster for, or at least the cover for my DVD for the first one, the fastest hands in the East meets the biggest mouth in the West, and that's the first Rush Hour. And in this one, that's kind of true, but it's mostly just characters scurrying around, and it's less interesting to watch. The comedy in this movie, it wasn't as funny for me as it was in the first film, and I also liked what they did during the end credits, just show outtakes, just like they did in the first movie, and those were pretty funny. And in terms of comedy, that was my favorite part about the movie, if I'm being perfectly honest. And this movie does get pretty cartoonish towards the end and pretty ridiculous, in both a way that I like and another way I don't really like. Because on one hand, it makes it more cartoonish and fun. On the other hand, it kind of makes it feel as though it's a bit unrealistic. And although there's some really impressive stunt work going on, it does make it a bit distracting with how the tone treats itself, because it is taking itself very seriously. There are some things that are going on that are just a little too far for my own personal taste, to say the least. And overall, really, it's pretty much the same movie as the first one, just worse in my opinion, but I didn't regret watching it, and if you like the first movie, then I don't see any reason why you wouldn't watch the second one. And it does pretty much everything that the first movie does. It just doesn't add much to it that I would say is great. And it does some stuff that I really like, for sure, but I don't know if I would ever rewatch this one. I think I'm much quicker to rewatch the first movie as opposed to the second movie. Mostly just because I'm less invested in this one as opposed to the first one, so that's about all I have to say about Rush Hour 2. It was fine. It was enjoyable. I wasn't mad while watching it. The only thing that was a little cringy for me was the mistranslation scenes with Chris Tucker speaking Chinese and like misunderstanding like what he said and having no idea, and that was supposed to be a joke, and it really wasn't working for me. That was the worst bits of comedy for me, and luckily it's not throughout the entire movie. It's mostly in the first 30 to 40 minutes where I find it to be kind of annoying. And with all that being said, I'm going to give Rush Hour 2 a 5 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Rush Hour 2, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Fast and Furious, the fourth one, not the first one. Number 4, they just called it Fast and Furious, so look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.